So y'all, hey my loves, welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I'm Star. Y'all already know your girl is in the highs for the weekend. Supposedly, allegedly, you know what I'm saying. My son is coming, so I'm waiting on him. But anywho, I'm watching Wiki, and God started speaking to me about the evil witch and her story and how I forgot her name. I know it started with an E, but I forgot. Don't please forgive me, y'all. Okay, but anyways, I ain't gonna start. I've been sipping on a little Chardonnay while watching this. I was not intending or thinking about recording, but here we are. One thing that God is pointing out to me about her and her story is how, in reality, she didn't intend to be evil. And I noticed this about these movies that they coming out with that's supposed to be the villain story, the villain's creation story, and how typically, not only with her, but also with Maleficent, how Maleficent didn't intend to be evil. She didn't turn evil until she fell in love with a man, and that man decided to cut off her wings in order to marry the princess so he could be king. One thing that I found interesting, like that God started speaking to me about this story right here, is that little storyline. Because, you know what I'm saying? She's not the only one that went through something. Because Belinda was going through some, whatever her name is. Belinda, Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn. Bless the Lord. Please don't judge me, okay? Don't judge me now. Jesus was drinking wine too. Anywho, it's my birthday. Now, anywho, one thing that's interesting, I know he took the day off. He told his mother, look, this is my day, this is my off day, okay? And baby, I ain't even finna talk to God in such a way, okay? Because God is God. You know what I'm saying? I know it's certain people that worship Mary, that's all good, you do your thing. But baby, I am not finna fight with him. I'm not finna quarrel with him. I'm not going back and forth with him. He said record, and I'm recording. Anywho, her name, whatchamacallit. She she ain't start off just evil. You know what I'm saying? But it's almost like she ain't had no choice, you know? And I don't want to say it that way because it's always a choice, because my life and the things that I've been through in my life, baby, it's always a choice. She had to deal with her dad being nasty to her. Her mom rejected her. Basically, both her parents rejected her because when she came out, she was green. They didn't even want to raise her. She was raised by a bear. Now, bears are absolutely delightful, okay? When you actually look, and you know, I'm a little nerd, and I do like the Discovery and the History Channel. So I do know that bears are delightful as parents. However, she was raised by a bear. She is not a bear. Her parents thought that she was so monstrous, so ugly, so they didn't even take out the second to realize that she was so powerful that when they rejected her, she caused all the metal in the room to hit the ceiling. They ignored that, and they saw that as even more of a reason that she should just thrown away somewhere. When she got to the school, she didn't even want to stay, but her dad forced her to stay because, oh, her sister, and she got to make sure her sister is okay. And her sister is so pretty and she's so perfect. And we got to make sure that everything is delightful for her sister. No, don't worry about how she feels and what she might encounter or go through. Nobody cares about that. But we got to, if something happens to her sister, you don't know what he going to do. She gets to the school, and instantly one of the professors notices that she's very powerful. Once again, I've been drinking. Don't judge me. Okay, anywho. And I know it's going to be people judging me anyways, but you know what I'm saying? We're going to keep going. I'm going to get this message out. She's noticed for this. She is being, it's like she's getting a lot of attention for this, but people are still rejecting her simply because of the way that she looks. Whereas the good witch, who I can't stunt, her wardrobe and the way she had the room is just absolutely beautiful. I love it. I love the pink and I love the vibe. But it's almost like she was expecting everything to come to her easy. Meanwhile, she was having a hard time because her roommate was so powerful. And the people that she wanted attention from, she got attention from the guy, but she didn't get attention from the teacher because she wasn't half as powerful as the other witch was. Long story short, this is a situation in this story. This is a situation where she did not have to. I just feel like at this point in the movie, I haven't got through the whole movie, but at this point in the movie, I just feel like she could have went a different route than to become just all the way evil to where in, you know what I'm saying, the Wizard of Oz, she just like I get it. Sometimes people get drunk with power, etc., etc. But it was bad, but it wasn't all that bad. She did start making friends. She did start meeting people. Her life did not, it wasn't to such an extent that she turned all the way evil. Whereas in Maleficent, before I get to the scripture, I just opened the Bible, but before I get to the scripture, in Maleficent, I will honestly say that I feel like her anger was justified. And I know that as Christians, vengeance belongs to God. But what he did, I can't stunt. I will be mad too. And in reality, she was protecting her people. She was the queen. How she just gonna let this man go and do what? Like she couldn't do that. So her anger, it's a whole different vibe. When you are in a position to where you defending yourself or you defending somebody else, that's a whole different. God's your anger is justified, but when you are deliberately taking your anger out on people, the way and the Wizard of Oz, she was taking her anger out on Dorothy. She ain't have to mess with her. What was her reason for doing all that she did? You know what I'm saying? And I get it. She may have had. I think I read up on like it's gonna tell the backstory about certain people in that story. That's neither here nor there. Why in the world is she taking her anger out on somebody? You know what I'm saying? I just feel like that's a whole different vibe. Once again, I haven't finished this movie yet. I know they got a part 2 that's going to come out this year. I will be watching it because it's good so far. But I'm going to say this here. It's a difference between somebody being justified and somebody not. And one thing that I don't like about the movies, about villains, is because it's like I like it because everybody have good and bad in them. I'm not gonna say we all people because these are not supposed to be people. These are more so either fallen angels or their offspring. But we not gonna get, that's neither here nor there. I feel like the point of this, like this message, we all have good and bad. We choose what kind of path we want to make. I've had I've had friends when I was in middle school. I'm thinking of one friend that had her story was so tragic. She ain't have nobody, no parents. Her one sibling that she had passed away. And the only person that she had was, I think, either an aunt or an uncle that was very abusive, very mean. This lady will take out the time, effort, and energy to come to our school every day and sit with her kids and bring them lunch and ignore her. I saw her do this every day while I was in 7th and 8th grade. And yet and still, my friend was still so sweet. She was so kind. so soft spoken. She ain't messed with nobody. She wasn't taking her anger out on nobody. She wasn't being mean to nobody. She was trying to do her best in school. I like her story. Literally, when she told me that, it broke my heart. And watching that lady walk past her and wave and go and to her sons and bring them lunch, and like she wasn't even there, like they didn't even stay together. That is like, could you? And that's nasty for a grown person that got 20 plus years on you to feel so hateful towards you. She's still stuck in high school. She bullying her niece that already had enough to go through that most grown people can't get through. And she kick her anyway. Just because you had a bad and tragic story don't mean your ending gotta be that way. Whew, the scripture comes from Ezekiel 20:5. And say to them, this is what the sovereign Lord says. On the day I choose Israel, I swore an uplifted hand to the descendants of Jacob and revealed myself to them in Egypt. With uplifted hand, I said to them, I am the Lord your God. On that day, I swore to them that I would bring them out of Egypt into a land and I had searched out for them, a land flowing with milk and honey, the most beautiful of all lands. And I said to them, each of you get rid of the vile images you have set your eyes on, and do not defile yourselves with the idols of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. God said, just because you have been through HE donkey sticks, God said, say it. Just because you've been through hell and back, do not mean when you get to your land of milk and honey, it's your turn to treat other people that way. Don't do nobody the way that the people that did you bad did you. Don't do nobody the way the people that did you dirty did you. If it's a situation, regardless to what your story is, if it's a Maleficent situation, the person that was supposed to be your spouse betrayed you and chose somebody else over you, don't turn into them now. When God take you to your land and you meet the person that God have for you, don't do that man the way your ex did you. Don't betray the man that God have for you the way your ex betrays you. Be vigilant. Use discernment. Make sure you stay close to God. Because just because you meet your person don't mean that God is finished with them yet. Just like God not done with you yet, it don't mean that God done with them yet. But at the same time, simultaneously, don't do them how your ex did you. Don't get to where, Maleficent's heart was so cold. It was hard for her to start loving the baby. But it's all like she was forced into it. And for some of y'all, God gonna force you into loving somebody. But it's okay. Let them use you, because sometimes it's okay to have walls up. That's how you keep the bad people out. I'm just being real. And I'm not a nasty person. I feel bad for, what I'm saying, like, what I'm saying, for saying what I said to sister in the store. But at the same time, she was mugging me. She was mugging me. She was mugging me hard. I checked multiple times. I moved okay. I kept moving around and everything. Like, maybe she ain't looking at me. And maybe she ain't looking at me. She checked out before me and came back to stand there and look at me. And at that point, I was like, okay, I got to check her. Because you ain't finna just stand here and look at me like you were... Baby, we not finna do that now. We not finna do that. And I'm still sweet. I'm still kind. I'm still myself. But it ain't gonna be a situation where somebody just finna look at me all crazy and run up on me. No, we ain't finna do that. I'm not rich. I'm not famous. I feel like I'm just popular a little bit. It's not a situation like don't do me that now. I'm not from Hollywood now. I'm from Braeswood. Anyways, God said, like, it shouldn't be a situation where you turn into the people that hurt you. Because some people, they turn into the people that hurt them. Some people turn into, that's just like in the movie Maleficent. The whole reason that she went and cursed the baby is because she was bitter and mad because that was her ex baby. And she was offended she didn't get an invitation. She knew good and well why that man ain't invited. Why in the world would your ex invite you to a baby shower? And if they did, why would you go? Huh? Where they do that at? She knew why she ain't get no invite. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say she wasn't a boss when she waltzed in there, you know what I'm saying, with her big coat on looking out. But she know why she ain't getting no invite. Why would your ex invite you to a baby shower? And if they did, why would you curse the baby? What did the baby do? God said, what did the baby do? If you gonna curse anybody, curse him. I'm just being real. What did the baby do? Why would, you know what I'm saying? Unless you and your ex was on some sneaky conniving stuff, why in the world would he invite you to his baby shower? Why would he want you around the mother of his child and his baby? And they don't know nothing about, like, that's the why. They knew nothing. That woman ain't know nothing about Maleficent and what her husband and Maleficent had going on. She didn't know that he betrayed her like that. Everybody assumed that he went over there and took her out of here. And you know what I'm saying? That's what was assumed. In reality, he spared her life and didn't have to. He was laying in the bed next to her. He could have took her up out of there and went on about his business, but he decided to spare her life. Why in the world would she come to that man baby shower and cause that? Baby, just because your ex did you something terrible don't mean you got to do them the same way. Nor do it mean that you have to come after, you know what I'm saying? Nor does it mean that you got to do your next person that way. Because who finna sit around dwindling? We not living in that kind of world. I feel like what's heartbreaking about the second movie is she finally found love and they took it from her. That made me so mad. It made me, I was angry because why? Why did it have to be the person she fell in love with that had, like, why? Why, Disney? Why? Mm. Anyways, I just feel like in reality, don't take out the pain that you've been through in these past relationships on the person God about to bring in your life, because God about to bring somebody really delightful. Somebody wonderful is finna come into your life. And the wonderful person that's about to come into your life, God said they don't deserve to, you know what I'm saying, be treated that way because they genuinely care about you or they genuinely will. It don't mean it's going to be immediate because you don't want to rush nothing. But I just feel like God is saying, don't treat this person the way people in your past have treated you. Don't make this person pay for the sins of. Okay, and then, yeah, and that's the message. And God may bring friends into your life. God may bring people that need your help into your life. Don't treat these people the way that people in your past have treated you, because these are genuine people. God is about to bring genuine people into somebody's life. He said he don't want you to treat them the way that you've been treated in the past. Treat them with genuine love and respect. If they make a choice, everybody got free will. If they decide to betray you, that's their choice. That's going to be their judgment. But you don't go off the bat treating them no kind of way, because you don't want it to be a situation. You don't ever want it to be a situation where somebody will be loyal. That, you know what I'm saying? You don't want it to be a situation where you met somebody real, you met somebody loyal, and you treating them like you don't care because you feel like they gonna betray you, they gonna do this, they gonna do that, and they may not even do that. They may not even be rocking like that. You never know. You never know when you meet somebody solid. And I just feel like God is saying, you can pray over people. You can pray to protect people. You can pray that God will protect them. You can pray that God will have angels around them. You can pray that, you know what I'm saying? You can pray for these things. God said it don't, prayer works. Prayer changes things. I'm thinking about my little cup, my mug from last year. I need to make some merch for this year. I'm gonna make some new merch. It's gonna be late though. It's gonna be late, but it's gonna be late. But whew, we gonna try to slide it out before April 15th. Anyways, before March Madness for real is. But the real March Madness is. But you know what I'm saying. Anyways, I just feel like God is saying for whoever this is for. God said, okay, I'm not going to do myself like that, like my birthday, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not really March. But, y'all know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm not bigger than a March Madness celebration, but I do think it's cute. You know what I'm saying? March Madness and my birthday is March. But anyways, God said, don't get yourself in a position to where you treating people that really genuinely care about you, love you, they rock with you, they want to see the best for you. You treating them like people that ain't worth two nickels, because what if they actually worth more than two nickels? What if they worth more than a bag of quarters? What if they work? You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real. What if this is like somebody that's priceless, that don't make them like them no more? And you don't want it to be a situation where you're treating somebody that's special like somebody that, you know what I'm saying? God said treat everybody the same and move accordingly, depending on what they decide to do. And that's the message. I'm going to go to scripture one more time. And say to them, this is what the sovereign Lord says. On the day I chose Israel, I swore with the uplifted hand to the descendants of Jacob and revealed myself to them in Egypt. With uplifted hand, I said to them, I am the Lord your God. On that day, I swore to them that I will bring them out of Egypt into a land I had searched out for them, a land flowing with milk and honey, the most beautiful of all lands. And I said to them, each of you get rid of the vile images you have set your eyes on. Do not defile yourselves with the idols of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. God said he do not want you acting or behaving as the people that were in Egypt. Egypt don't have to be a certain place. It can be a mindset. God said somebody you have had to deal with people that had this kind of mindset where they were acting a certain way, behaving a certain way, treating people a certain way. God said that's not your portion. You not them. So he don't want to catch you acting like them. He don't want to catch you treating nobody like them. And he don't want to catch you moving like them. And he will allow you to be able to discern the difference between somebody that is of Egypt, somebody that is of Babylon, and somebody that is of Israel. That's the message. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I love you guys to bits and pieces. If you would like to give your girl a birthday gift, you still can. My birthday Sunday. You can use my website, Starscartel.com, my Chime $Starscartel, my Zelle, TamaraJanelle33@gmail.com, or you can use my Amazon wish list. Y'all have until April 15th to use my Amazon wish list. I love you guys to bits and pieces, and I'll see you later. Deuces.